Hi, this is Guadalupe Guerrero, Superintendent of the Portland Public Schools, and you're listening to KBPS Portland.
AM 1450 KBPS presents live PIL basketball. Now with all the action, let's go courtside with the KBPS sportscasting crew.
Hi everyone and good evening from Cleveland High School in Southeast Portland. I am Sean Phillipson for AM 1450 KBPS in Portland. Tonight's game features 6A girls basketball as the Cleveland Warriors host the Ida B. Wells Guardians. Looking at how these two teams have fared during the regular season, Cleveland Warriors are 15-6 overall and 9-3 in the PIL standings. Ida B. Wells currently 16-5, also 9-3 in the PIL standings. Ida B. Wells currently ranked 9th in state, and Cleveland 21st in state. At the moment, there is a three-way tie for second place between Ida B. Wells, Cleveland, and Jefferson. Jefferson coming in at 11th in state as well. But this game will determine tonight which one of these two teams will gain that second in league in the PIL standings. We'll find that out later on in this broadcast tonight. Ida B. Wells coming in, averaging 47.2 points per game as a team. They allow 30.9 points per game on defense. One of the better defensive teams in the state of Oregon, as they in the games that they've allowed in points, they've allowed 650 points as a team through 21 games, which is good for number one in the PIL. Benson is right behind them, giving up 776 points allowed this year. For Cleveland, in their team scoring, they average about 52 points per game while allowing 39.6 points per game on defense. Something tells me tonight we could be in for one of those low-scoring affairs if Ida B. Wells plays their cards correctly. They are much in the half-court oriented team, or Ida B. Wells, and Cleveland. They like to run up the floor, try to find some open shots from the perimeter. We'll see how the contrastive styles will take place here tonight. Time now to introduce to you the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Ida B. Wells Guardians, a senior Charlotte Richmond will get the start. Senior Daphne Reed, senior Eve Hart, senior Eliza DeJulio, and freshman Autumn Hart. The Guardians are coached by Anthony Leveritz. Cleveland Warriors starting lineups goes as follows. The sophomore Addie Huss, senior Sadie Kloppel, sophomore Kamakila Waiwaiole, a sophomore Malia Waiwaiole, and a senior Lily Salamina. And the Warriors are coached by Hueco Waiwaiole. Those are the starting five for both teams. We will definitely reintroduce to you the starting five for both teams following the break. This is the battle for second place in the PIL this year between Cleveland and Ida B. Wells. We'll recap to you the starting five lineups for both teams and the opening tip-off from Southeast Portland. It's the Warriors and the Guardians next on AM 1450 KBPS in Portland. Welcome back to Southeast Portland here at Cleveland High School between the Cleveland Warriors hosting the Ida B. Wells Guardians. A rundown of the starting five for you one more time. For the Guardians, it is Richmond, Reed, Hart, DeJulio, and Hart. Eve and Autumn are starting tonight for Ida B. Wells. For Cleveland, Huss, Kloppel, Kamakila Waiwaiole, Malia Waiwaiole, and Lily Salamina. Jump ball to center circle, tip-off one for the Guardians, going right to left to begin tonight's game. And it comes to Eve Hart on the left wing, looking for help. Gives it to Richmond. Richmond had a terrific game in the first half last game. And a pass tipped up in the air and stolen by Addie Huss for Cleveland in the home white uniforms with green lettering and green trim. Ida B. Wells in the road forest green uniforms with white lettering and gray trim. Huss handling the ball on the right wing. Dribble drive coming down to the paint. circling around, kicking it out for Kamakila. Waiwaiole passes over to Malia Waiwaiole. Shot denied by the freshman Autumn Hart. Out of bounds. It will remain Cleveland basketball. 7:23 just underway in quarter number 1. One thing I did not mention during the pregame, Ida Wells on a 4-game winning streak. They would love to continue that trend tonight, going for 5 in a row. And for Ida Wells, Ida Wells winning 4 in a row, and Cleveland on a 1-game win streak. Ball poked out of bounds. It will remain Cleveland basketball. And we have our first timeout of the game called by Cleveland, and they will take a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here to break down the schedule for both teams so far during the stretch of games. Ida Wells coming off their most recent win last night. Both teams played in a back-to-back set. Ida Wells defeating Grant at home 55-34 in that game. And for Cleveland, they're coming off a win at Roosevelt 51-28. Coincidentally enough, Cleveland's next game will be against the top team in the PIL in the Benson Texters. 2 of the next 3 games will feature Benson, and one of them this Friday. Out of the timeout, Cleveland goes. Ball passed by Malia Waiwaiole into the Guardians bench. Last touch by Ida Wells. It will remain Warriors ball. 6:56 remaining in the first quarter. No score from Southeast Portland. Addie Huss handling the ball. Over to the left wing in Kamakila. Kamakila passes over to Sadie. Kloppel, couple dribble, stopped her dribble, nearly traveled. Passed it out to Malia. Malia passes over to Huss. Huss dribble drive going to the right wing. Shoots from the right corner, no good. Defensive rebound by Daphne Reed for the Guardians. Pass to Richmond. 6:30 remaining in the first quarter. No score thus far. Autumn Hart holding the ball, passes to Richmond between the rings. Richmond passes left over to Eve Hart. Eve Hart passes forward to Julio, right wing. Over to Autumn Hart on the right corner. Between the rings, Daphne Reed. This is what I mentioned in the pregame. Ida Wells is taking their time on the offensive end in the half-court set. Not in any urgent hurry to shoot the ball. Richmond wide open for 3. Left wing cans it. And Richmond opens the scoring for Ida Wells at 3-0 with under 6 minutes remaining in the first quarter of play. Addie Huss holding the ball on the left wing. Back to Kamakila. Over to the right corner and Kloppel. Kloppel against Richmond. Dribble drive goes Kloppel. Passes out to Salamina, and she turns it over. Guardians to steal. And it comes to Autumn Hart. Dribble drive into the paint and recovered by Reed. Richmond dribbling the ball, coming to her left side, near side. Gets off a pick from DeJulio. Passes left to Eve Hart, dumping in the block to DeJulio. Left side, missed the shot. Will get rewarded with a couple of free throws. And the foul on Malia Waiwaiole. That is her first foul of the game for Cleveland. 2 shots coming up for DeJulio. 5:22 remaining in the opening quarter. And the Guardians look to extend their lead. As the free throw is good by DeJulio, her first point, with one more from the line. I noticed Daphne Reed passed along to Anthony Leverts, the coach, I think some jewelry which she was not allowed to wear. Free throw good by DeJulio. And a 5-0 start for Ida Wells. 5:19 in the opening quarter. Yeah, dribble driving, turns it over. She falls on the floor. Steal by Eve Hart. Up the floor is Autumn Hart on the break. Ball out of bounds. A little out of control. And it will remain Ida Wells' ball. Last touch by Cleveland. Stella Blaha, one of the trio of captains for the Warriors, will check in. Her first appearance tonight. 5:10 remaining in the opening quarter. Richmond inbound. And Anthony Leverts has to come out near midcourt to pick up a hairband to further prevent a tripping hazard, I'm sure. Inbounds for DeJulio on the drive for the way to the basket. No good. Tries to follow her own miss. Recovered by Kamakila Waiwaiole. Kamakila on the run. Stopped at the foul line. Lost her dribble. Ball poked by Eve Hart. Recovered by the Warriors. Blaha on the right wing. Passes to Huss. Huss between the rings. Right to left crossover on the kick out left corner. to Kloppel. Kloppel passes out to Blaha, top of the arc. Blaha back to Kloppel. Dribble drive into the paint. Great defense by Charlotte Richmond. Into the left corner, a three-pointer. No good from the left baseline as Blaha. Jump ball call following the rebound, and it will stay to Cleveland's side. Substitution will be made as Grace Brager will check in off the bench for Cleveland. And Lily Salamina will head to the bench for her first rest. 4:34 remaining in the opening quarter. 5-0 lead. Guardians lead. Inbounds for Kloppel. Ball over the outstretched hands of Addie Huss, and a turnover on the Warriors. 4:29 left first quarter. Inbounds to Richmond on the far side. Richmond advances past the timeline. Richmond gets off a screen from Eve Hart going to her left. DeGiulio, nice pass inside, and Eve Hart lays it up and in from the left block. 7-0 start for Ida B. Wells. 4:10 remaining in the opening quarter. It is Kamakila spinning, blocked away by Eve Hart in the paint. Up the floor, Richmond behind the back dribble will slow things down for Ida B. Wells. Passes left over to Autumn Hart. Hart passes to DeGiulio, ball poked by Kloppel, and she will get called for a defensive foul. That's the second team foul on the Warriors tonight. 3:56 left in the opening quarter. Ida B. Wells off to a 7-0 start. For a school in Ida B. Wells that's currently 9th in state. Stolen away from the inbounds. Nice move by Kloppel, and misses the layup and close. Defensive rebound by DeGiulio. Up the floor, Richmond goes. Richmond passes right over to Reed. Reed over to Autumn Hart between the rings. Left wing, Richmond near side. Richmond guarded by Kloppel. In a man-to-man defense and a near steal by the Warriors. Three-pointer for Autumn Hart. No good from the left corner near side. Offensive rebound to DeGiulio. Second effort layup is good. DeGiulio with her second field goal. She has 4 and the lead up at 9-0. For the Guardians, up the court comes Kamakila. Kamakila trapped, blocked away by Eve Hart in the paint. Second effort, though, for the Warriors. Huss spinning at the foul line. Stopped her dribble. Three-pointer in the far corner is no good by Kloppel. And the defensive rebound by DeGiulio. 9-0 start for Ida B. Wells. It is Reed. A wide-open three. No good from the right wing. Rebound tipped by Brager into the hands for Kamakila. Kamakila stopped her dribble and Neal throws it away. Passes to Blaha. Dribble drive will pull for the 14-footer. No good from the right corner. Defensive rebound by DeGiulio. 2:30 remaining in the opening quarter. 9-0 lead for the Guardians. Richmond calls out a play. Whistle sounding. Got a foul on Kamakila Waiwaiole. That is her first for the Warriors. Foul away from the ball. And we got a timeout, Ida B. Wells. And they will take a 30. So we'll take a 30-second timeout with them to the break. 9-0 lead, Ida B. Wells lead over Cleveland with 2:27 left in the first quarter on KBPS. Guardians with a 9-0 lead over the Warriors early with 2:27 remaining in the first quarter. As the horn sounds, I thought there was a 30-second timeout. Now the teams are now coming out of the huddle. And it was a 30 for Ida B. Wells. No changes on the floor for both teams as play resumes. It will be Eve Hart inbound in front of the Cleveland bench. And getting it into Richmond. Richmond passes left over to Autumn Hart. 2:20 left in the opening quarter. 9 start for Ida B. Wells. And we got a foul away from the ball. On Cleveland, that's on Sadie Kloppel, her second personal. And she will have to come out. Malia Waiwaiole will check in off the bench. For Kloppel with the 2 fouls. 2:17 left in the opening quarter. Inbounds for Autumn Hart. Autumn Hart, left wing. Passes to Reed. Nearly lost the dribble. Got it back, though. And it comes to Richmond. She pulls the ball back out to DeGiulio, right wing. Near midcourt is Hart. Over to Autumn Hart, left wing. DeGiulio. Quick ball movement by the Guardians. Eve Hart blows by her defender. Lays it up. No good. Rebound pulled down by Malia Waiwaiole. Up the floor, Addie Huss brings it up past the timeline. Addie Huss kicks it out to Lancaster, who's on the floor for the first time tonight. My apologies on that missed substitution. Rebound grabbed by Autumn Hart, and it will remain Ida B. Wells' ball. Last touch by Lancaster. Lancaster also with Kloppel and Blaha, the trio of captains for the Warriors offense. And it comes to Richmond. Over to Eve Hart, lob it inside to Julia, left hand layup, good. Nice feed and great passing by Hart. 11-0 lead for Ida B. Wells with 1:20 left in the first quarter. Cleveland in desperate need of some early offense. And it comes to Malia, stops her dribble, right wing, passes out to Blaha. Back to Malia Waiwaiole, ball poked out of bounds by Eve Hart. It will remain Warriors ball with 1:09 remaining in the opening quarter. Inbounds for Blaha. Back to Malia. And it comes to Huss. Huss on the right corner, near side. Draws a double, kicks it out. Three-pointer from Malia Waiwaiole is no good off the glass. And the rebound, fight for the ball. DeJulio snaps it away. Up the floor is Richmond. 50 seconds left for the quarter. As Richmond advances past the timeline, over for Reed, right wing. Reed over for Richmond. Richmond pulls it out left wing. Back to Eve Hart between the rings. Hart. And it comes to Reed. Back to Autumn Hart. Richmond. DeJulio on the left wing. 30 seconds left for the quarter. Nice bounce pass in the paint to Eve Hart. Scoop layup up and in. Eve Hart with 4. And the lead extends for Ida B. Wells at 13-0. Ida B. Wells with a strong first quarter showing here in Southeast Portland. Malia Waiwaiole drives in the paint, no good. And a rebound out of bounds. It will be Cleveland ball off of Ida B. Wells. Lily Salamina will check in off the bench for Grace Brager. Huss to inbound and gets it in to Malia Waiwaiole. Pass over to the left wing in Blaha. 5 seconds left for the quarter to end. Lancaster, and it comes to Huss. Spinning. Huss, tough shot at the buzzer, no good. And that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Ida B. Wells 13, Cleveland nothing. Second quarter coming up next from Cleveland on KBPS. Eve Hart to inbound the ball for the Guardians, up 13-0 as the clock starts now, as Richmond gets the inbounds pass, advances past the timeline. Richmond had 14 points in the last game against Grant yesterday with an 18-7 lead. There's an air ball missed by Reed on the right wing. Cleveland with the defensive rebound the other way. We'll hold off on Richmond as 30 seconds nearly gone in the opening quarter. Huss on the left corner. Far side, Huss stopped her dribble, bounced in the left block to Malia Waiwaiole. Turn around, jumper no good. Rebound Richmond. Richmond thought about passing it up the court, and now guarded by Lancaster. And it comes to Reed. Reed and the Guardians up 13-0. Their largest lead of the game so far, as a jump ball called, tie up between Malia Waiwaiole and DeJulio. And the possession arrow to Cleveland's side with 7:11 to play in the opening quarter. Cleveland, if we had field goal attempts in this quarter, I would probably think they would be missing at least 10 consecutive missed field goals in the opening quarter. Less than a minute gone in the second quarter. It's Lancaster spinning on a kick out to Huss. Cleveland's offense has been stagnant in this half so far. Huss receives the pass of left wing 3 and knocks it down. Addie Huss finally breaks out of the shell for Cleveland to score. It's 13-3. Ida B. Wells lead. At the table, Kloppel will check in next dead ball for Cleveland. DeJulio inside to Hart, and a foul called on Cleveland. And a foul on Rihanna Lancaster, her first foul, team's 5th of the quarter. Ida B. Wells has yet to commit a foul. Lancaster to the bench for the Warriors. Richmond gets it into DeJulio. DeJulio on the left corner, pulls it out. Richmond slipped on the play. DeJulio, 5 count is on, got it over to Reed. on the right wing. Now to Eve near the midcourt line. Over to Richmond on the left wing. Guardians taking their time with the possession. And it comes to break to Fowler, who's in off the bench for her first appearance for the Guardians. Reed looking for help, pulls it out to Richmond. 5:55 left first half, 13-3 lead for Ida Wells. And it comes to Richmond, pulls it out off the screen. Eve Hart lobs it to DeGiulio. She caught it, blocked away by Huss, and a defensive foul will be called on Huss. That will be her first foul of the game, and that's the team's 6th of the quarter. And that's the foul to give for the Warriors at the line. Shooting 2 will be DeGiulio. DeGiulio's first free throw is good. With one more coming up, a fan next to me dropped her phone accidentally. 5:46 left in the opening half. It is DeGiulio at the line with one more to shoot and makes it. Entering the game for the Warriors, Stella Blaha returns for Cleveland. For, I believe, Salamina. We'll find out of the break. 30-second timeout for Cleveland. We'll take a 30-second timeout to the break. 5:46 left in quarter number 2. Guardians lead 15-3 over the Warriors on KBPS. Guardians called for a timeout. That is okay. Going into the game, I wanted to bring up the last game for Ida Wells. At the end of the first quarter, Charlotte Richmond was perfect from three-point range. 14 points and 4 of 4 from long range. And Charlotte Richmond had 19 points at the half for Ida Wells. She currently has 3 points in the half. More of a balanced attack as Eliza DeGiulio leads the team in scoring with 8. Addie Huss, the only field goal, a three-pointer moments ago. And the inbounds for the Warriors as they advance up the court. Addie Huss on the left corner. Huss dribble drive. She's got all the points for the Warriors thus far. Pulls it out to Kamakila Waiwaiole. Kamakila pass to Huss. Huss behind the back dribble on the right wing. Passes outside to a three-pointer. That is good by Stella Blaha. That's the second 3 of the quarter for Cleveland. Trims the gap to 9 at 15-6. 5:10 left in the first half. As Reed nearly had her ball poked away by Addie Huss, recovered by the Guardians, and a near turnover by Richmond. Eve Hart kicks it out Reed. And it comes to Fowler. Dribble drive into the paint. Scoop layup. No good. Offensive rebound. Put back up and in by DeGiulio. DeGiulio with 10 first half points. 17-6 lead for Ida Wells. 4:40 left in the half. As that's Malia Waiwaiole, passes over to Huss. Huss on the right wing. Right-left crossover. And it comes to Blaha. Blaha and Huss have the points so far for Cleveland. Ball poked out of bounds. Last touch by Ida Wells. Cleveland ball underneath their own basket. 4.5 remaining second quarter. Inbounds, got it in play to Kamakila. And it comes to Kloppel. Kloppel handoff to Huss. A straightaway 3 from there. No good. Back iron. Defensive rebound by Richmond. Richmond brings up the timeline. 4:15 remaining second quarter. Richmond off the pick from Hart. Passes left to DeGiulio. Pass inside to Eve Hart. And misses the layup and close. That was a great find by DeGiulio. Defensive rebound, Warriors the other way. Huss. For Kamakila. Waiwaiole, and it goes to Malia Waiwaiole for 3. That's no good from the right baseline. Defensive rebound by Richmond again. Richmond, one of the better rebounding guards for Ida Wells this year. Or for DeGiulio on the right wing. Passes for Richmond. Quick pass to Reed in the paint. Hart finding DeGiulio, cutting to the basket and scores. DeGiulio in the paint, scoring at ease. She has 12 in the half and a lead up at 13 for Ida Wells at 19-6. Their largest lead of the game thus far. Waiwaiole dribbled into the paint, kicks it out to Kloppel. Kloppel, tough shot in the lane. Missed inside, rebound by Richmond again. Richmond brings the ball up the timeline. Rihanna Lancaster at the table, next dead ball, she'll check in. As Richmond lost the ball, she falls on the floor, no foul called. Shot missed by Fowler inside. Warriors the ball the other way. It's Kamakila slipping on the floor. Both teams now dive on the floor to look up, and a foul called. Wild scramble. Waiting the foul. And that's on Malia Waiwaiole. That is her second personal. Autumn Hart returns for Ida Wells for Mia Fowler. And Lancaster checking in off the bench. 17 foul after 1-1. The free throw is good by Richmond. She has 4 with 1 more from the line. 2:51 left in the second. A 14-point lead for Ida Wells. Make it 15 on the second free throw from Richmond. Richmond with 5 at the half. 21-6 lead for the Guardians. Bounce pass into paint, intended for Kloppel, off of her foot, and a turnover on the Warriors. Lily Salamina returns to the court for Sadie Kloppel. 15-point deficit Warriors are facing at the moment. They need to play terrific basketball in the remainder of this quarter if they want to get back in this game. Ball moving on the perimeter for Ida Wells. Richmond from Reed. Richmond off the screen. Pulls it out on the right wing. Now cuts back in the paint. Left elbow. Over for Hart. Hart dribble drive against Huss. And again, out to Reed. That's what I said in the pregame show. Guardians operate in the half-court offense with a lot of ball movement, a lot of screens. It is Eve Hart, ball poked loose by Kamakila. Waiwaiole is off of Eve Hart. Turnover, Guardians. Warriors ball, 2:03 left in the half. If the Warriors can cut this gap to 10, would make things really interesting come halftime. It is Kamakila Waiwaiole on the floor. Handling the ball, passes right wing Huss. Huss, a right wing three, no good off the glass. Rebound for Eve Hart, and we have a jump ball called. Possession arrow will stay to Ida Wells. Timeout, Anthony Leveretts and the Guardians. And they will take a full timeout. We'll take it with them to the break. 1:43 left, second quarter. Guardians lead 21-6 over the Warriors on KBPS. 1:43 left, second quarter. Ball inbounds from Eve Hart to Richmond. Richmond bringing the ball to timeline and a 21-6 lead for the Guardians. DeJulia leading the team in scoring at the half with 12. Richmond turns the ball over, intended for DeJulia on the right corner, far side. Warriors ball with exactly 90 seconds left in the second quarter. Huss gets it into Kamakila. Kamakila dribbles past the timeline now, taking her time. Comes up on the far side, passes side to Blaha. Blaha lost the dribble. Both teams dive on the floor. Richmond and Blaha. And Autumn Hart, the freshman, comes away with the basketball. The steal. Anthony Leverett, Guardians bench. Richmond passes right over to DeJulio. Right corner, Reed. Reed off the DeJulio screen. Reed going to the basket. Lays it up, no good. Defensive rebound by Salamina. Warriors need to act now with some baskets. Down by 15. Addie Huss has 3 points tonight. Addie Huss in the paint, and we got a foul called. Daphne Reed on the foul for the Guardians. Huss, the team's first foul of the half with 44.6 left in the quarter. Inbounds for Kamakila. Waiwaiole into Huss. Huss spinning, tough jumper in the lane, no good. And a two-shot foul. Foul on Eve Hart. Back fouls now on Eve Hart, picks up her first. And Addie Huss at the line to shoot two. And Huss misses the first free throw. The drought continues for the Warriors in terms of scoring with the basketball. 38.3 left until halftime. Addie Huss missed the second free throw. 0 for 2 at the line. Rebound to Julio, gives it to Richmond with 31 seconds left until halftime. It comes to DeJulio, right wing bullet pass inside to Eve Hart. Eve Hart, double team, kicks it out. Richmond, left wing three. That's no good. Back iron. Rebound by Blaha. Warriors get a bit of a break that time, leaving Richmond open. Huss over to the left wing, a three-pointer. No good by Blaha. Rebound to Julio. 5 seconds left. Richmond down the floor is Eve Hart. Hart finds Autumn Hart at the horn. No good. And that will take us to halftime with the score. I.W. Wells 21, Cleveland Warriors 6. This concludes the first half of play. Stay tuned for our KBPS halftime show. We'll break down the individual scores for both teams and preview our games coming up as we're near the end of the regular season. At halftime, I.W. Wells 21, Cleveland 6. Halftime show next on KBPS. KBPS halftime show coming to you from Cleveland High School. Sean Phillipson on hand. Looking at the score so far, we'll start with Cleveland. They have yet to have a lead in tonight's contest. Two players tied for high point honors in both Addie Huss and Stella Blaha with 3 points each. And that's all of the scoring for Cleveland thus far, as they scored 6 points in the second quarter following the first, where they were blanked on the board 13-0, as it was in the quarter for I.W. Wells 8-6 in the quarter. And looking at the Guardian side of the ball, they have led as many as 15 tonight, led by Eliza DeJulio's 12 points at halftime. She's the only player from either team in double figures. Charlotte Richmond with 5 and Eve Hart with 4 for the Guardians. Reed and Hart are the only players with one personal foul at the half. Malia Waiwaiole and Koppel with 2 personal fouls each. Huss and Kamakilo Waiwaiole with 1 foul for Cleveland at halftime. If you're the Guardians, keep up the offensive pressure against Cleveland. Cleveland have not been able to play in the passing lanes much in the half. I.W. Wells have gotten everything their way in the half-court offense from Anthony Leverts, the head coach for the Guardians. In every way possible, they've been able to make baskets from a variety of areas, especially in the paint with Autumn Hart and Eve Hart and Julio. Especially the Julio, she can not only score the ball, but she can also find Eve Hart as a facilitator in the paint for nice passing in the game so far for her. If we had assists, I'm sure she would have at least a couple tonight at halftime. We'll take another break. When we come back, we will preview this week's games ahead for KBPS. Again, the regular season beginning to wind down with 8 days remaining until the end of the regular season from the PIL. Again at halftime, 21-6 lead. I.W. Wells leading it over the Cleveland Warriors. Halftime show continues on KBPS. Halftime show continues from Cleveland High School. I.W. Wells leading it over the Warriors 21-6. As promised to you, our upcoming schedule for this week, we will be at Grant High School for boys basketball this Friday. Grant Generals hosting the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Should be a great matchup. And last I remembered, both teams coming into that game, if everything holds up to be the case, 2 top 10 teams in state within the boys, as Grant at 6th in state and number 1 in the PIL boys standings, and Cleveland 7th in state and 2nd in the actually not to Cleveland, my apologies, Roosevelt. They are 3rd in state with an 8-3 record, 4th in the PIL standings. And then next week, we will be returning to Cleveland High School for boys action, as it will be the Cleveland Warriors hosting the Grant Generals. And Cleveland boys are currently 7th in state to Grant 6th in state, in a battle of the top 2 teams in the Portland Interscholastic League. Look at games being played tonight within the association, the PIL. Girls basketball, McDaniel at Lincoln, Benson at Roosevelt, and Grant at Jefferson And, of course, this game tonight, I.W. Wells versus Cleveland. If you have any scores from McDaniel at Lincoln, Benson at Roosevelt, or Grant at Jefferson, use the hashtag OPreps, and we'll definitely mention the score on Twitter tonight during the broadcast. This concludes our halftime show from Cleveland. We will be back in 90 seconds from now for the second half between I.W. Wells and Cleveland. I.W. Wells 21, Cleveland 6. You're listening to live 6A girls basketball action on AM 1450 KBPS. 21-6 lead, I.W. Wells over the Warriors. Second half about to begin. Sean Phillipson on hand. And it looks like it will be Cleveland ball to begin quarter number 3. Sadie Koppel will run up to the half-court far sideline. 8 minutes on the clock, and we are underway. Warriors down by 15 points, 21-6, largest deficit of the game. It's Huss passing it out to Malia. Malia over for Kloppel. Kloppel dribble into the paint at the foul line. Now on the right block, gives it to Kamakila. Hand off to Huss, dribble in the paint. Lays it up, shot blocked with a foul called. As Hart was there to block it defensively. And a foul on Charlotte Richmond. They give her the foul. That is her first foul of the half. And Addie Huss to shoot 2. Huss and Blaha, the only players in scoring tonight for Cleveland with 3. Huss and Blaha both made 3-pointers in the early part of the second quarter. And Addie Huss makes the first of 2 at the line. She missed her previous 2 free throws in the second quarter herself, redeeming herself that time on the first attempt. And the second free throw was good. 5 for Huss. 21-8 lead. I.W. Wells down by 13 are Cleveland. Richmond brings it up. Over for Hart. Hart holding the basketball up. Passes over to the left wing in Richmond. Richmond into the hands for Autumn Hart. Autumn Hart gets off the screen from Eve Hart. Right corner Reed. Reed lobs it inside to the Julio. Huss may have affected that pass, but recovered by Richmond, and a foul called on Cleveland. Actually, no, they reversed the call. The foul's on Richmond. That is her second personal foul. Must have been away from the ball. I didn't see any contact on Richmond. Nonetheless, Warriors ball, 7:15 left in the third. Kamakila Warwaiole passes out to Malia. Malia into the hands for Kloppel. Kloppel, dribble drive going to her right, hands off to Huss. And a travel on Addie Huss as she passed out of her shot. Turnover Warriors, Guardians ball. With a minute gone in the third quarter. Richmond with 5, handling the ball against Huss. Richmond gets off a screen from Eve Hart. Richmond into DeJulio, bullet pass inside to Eve Hart, back to Reed. DeJulio handling the ball against Salamina. High pass into the far side goes Hart. Ball poked out of bounds by Kloppel. It will remain Guardians ball. Timeout situation. Cleveland with 2 fulls and the 30 left. I.W. Wells with 1 full and 2 30s. And the inbounds got it in play to Eve Hart. Ball poked loose by Kloppel on the pass off. Another out of bounds call. It will be Guardians ball. 6:36 left in the third. 21-8 lead for I.W. Wells. In the play to Reed. Pulls out to Richmond. Richmond not in a hurry to shoot. In comes to Eve Hart. Eve Hart holding the ball up. Hart back to Reed, right wing. Far corner is Richmond. Richmond over to Eve Hart. Guardians are using that clock to their advantage with a big lead at this juncture. Eve Hart gets the pass between the rings. And it comes to DeJulio. DeJulio, and it comes to Autumn Hart. Autumn Hart gives it for Richmond. Ball poked from behind by Malia Waiwaiole. Richmond gets it back. Richmond spinning into the paint. Layup, good off the glass. Charlotte Richmond with 7. Lead extends 23-8 lead. Back at the other end, it's Kloppel a 3. No good from the perimeter. left corner. Rebound by the Guardians. Richmond bringing it up the timeline. Gets off a screen from DeJulio. Richmond floats one from the foul line. No good. Offensive rebound, Eve Hart for the Guardians. New possession. Autumn Hart. Richmond comes to get the ball off the screen from DeJulio. Eve Hart on the right wing. Passes to Richmond. Richmond over for Reed. Reed on the left wing. Passes for Hart. Richmond receives the pass back. Guardians, as I said, they operate in the half-court offense with a lot of ball movement on the perimeter. And most of the time, it results in a field goal in the paint. DeJulio, and it comes to Reed. A three-pointer good from the far baseline. Daphne Reed with her first from long range, and the lead grows at 26-8. An 18-point lead for Ida B. Wells. And it comes to Malia. Waiwaiole pulls it out to Malia. That's Kamakila. Into the paint goes Kloppel, misses the layup in close. Huss tries to dig the rebound out. Jump ball is called. Possession arrow favors to the Guardians. 4:35 left in the third quarter. 26-8 lead. Cleveland have the lead tonight. As I said from the first quarter, Guardians led 13-0. At the scorer's table, Stella Blaha will check in next dead ball for Cleveland. Bump goes Reed. Reed passes out for DeJulio. Jumper from the left corner is good for two. DeJulio now with 14 for the Guardians and the lead up at 20 for Ida B. Wells at 28-8. Malia Waiwale floats the shot up, no good, but she draws the foul. 2 shots coming up. And the foul on the freshman, Autumn Hart, her first. Team fouls starting to creep up on Ida B. Wells in the quarter. 3-0 advantage. And Malia Waiwale at the line to shoot 2. And the free throw is no good by Malia. One more coming up. 4:02 left third quarter. 28-8 lead for Ida B. Wells. For Cleveland. And the second free throw rattles in for Malia. Entering the game is Blaha. For Malia Waiwaiole, she heads to the bench. 28-9 lead, half the quarter gone in the third. Richmond brings it up, gets off the screen from Eve Hart. Richmond, right side, guarded by Blaha. It comes to DeJulio, back to Reed. Reed, right wing to Autumn Hart. Hart looking for help, passes back to Reed, into left wing Richmond. Richmond dribble drive into the paint, uncontested, lays it up and in. Richmond blew by her defender on the left side and put it up and in. 30-9 lead for the Guardians, a 21-point lead. Missed shot at the other end by Cleveland. Ida B. Wells bringing the ball up the other way, falling to defensive rebound. Double shows on Richmond. She's lost the ball. Actually, she did not lose the ball. She lost her momentum momentarily. They call for a 30 due Ida B. Wells. 3:18 left in the third. We'll take a 30-second timeout to the break. 30-9 lead. Guardians over the Warriors on KBPS.
This is the home of live PIL sports action. AM 1450, KBPS, Portland.
3:18 remaining third quarter, 30-9 lead. Ida B. Wells, they have really put a number tonight on the Warriors. Last time these teams met was back 5 days ago on Friday night as Cleveland lost on the road at Ida B. Wells 42-25. As we resume play, DeJulio kicks it out to Autumn Hart. Drive out the three. Instead, she'll go in for 2 on the layup and lays it in. Autumn Hart, the freshman, connects her first field goal. 32-9 lead. Ida B. Wells looking to pour it all on in this one. A 23-point lead at the moment. At the other end, layup is short by Kamakila. Lost the ball in the paint. Out of bounds. Who will it go to? It will remain Cleveland ball. Brianna Lancaster and Grace Brager checking in for Cleveland. Dana Savage will check in for her first appearance for Ida Wells tonight. And Autumn Hart will take a trip to the bench to rest. Inbounds pass quickly to Kamakila. Kamakila on the right block passes out to Blaha. And it comes to Lancaster. Lost the ball off her own foot and a turnover on Lancaster. 2:26 remaining in the third quarter. Ida Wells in a rout right now, 32-9. And it comes to DeJulio. Passing to Richmond, got bumped by Lancaster. Cleveland bench wanted a defensive foul. Or an offensive foul on Richmond for the little shove. No foul, no harm, no foul as Savage over for Reed. Right wing DeJulio. Top of the arc, Hart. Eve Hart, a three, in and out. Rebound pulled down by Brager. Addie Huss brings the ball to the timeline. 1:50 remaining in the third quarter. Left corner three for Blaha is no good. Defensive rebound by DeJulio. Ball poked loose from behind, and the Guardians, both teams dive on the floor. Recovered by Huss. Timeout Cleveland, as Huss got possession of the ball. 30-second timeout Cleveland. We'll take a 30 with them to the break. 1:39 left in the third. 32-9 lead. Ida Wells over Cleveland on KBPS. Cleveland inbound the ball. 1:39 left in the third. Ida Wells by 23 points. A three-pointer is an air ball missed by Blaha. Defensive rebound Richmond as the ball came right to her following the air ball. Richmond brings up the timeline, guarded by Lancaster. Richmond has had a number of defenders on her tonight, but she's been able to facilitate and score the ball at will tonight. And it comes to Hart. Dribble drive, kicks it out to Reed. Right corner, 1:18 left in the third, and Reed traveled with the basketball. And entering the game, Claire Denning will make her first appearance tonight for the Warriors. Stella Blaha will head to the bench. Warriors ball. Kamakila, Waiwaiole, and Warriors down by 23 points. I'm sure this is not what they wanted to have happen tonight. And it comes to Huss. Dribble drive. Huss puts up a tough jumper. No good from the right block. Rebound by the Guardians. Richmond brings the ball up the timeline. Guardians could be one of those sleeper teams going into the postseason. As long as they stay within ranked 16th or better, they will host a round one playoff game. Cleveland almost certainly they would be on the road for a round one playoff game as DeJulio lays it up and in. DeJulio with 16 points tonight and a lead at 25 for Ida Wells at 34-9. At the other one, quick layup up and in by Kamakila Waiwaiole, her first field goal for the Warriors. 34-11 lead for Ida Wells. Ball moving on the perimeter, Savage. 15 seconds left for the third quarter. Richmond passes between the rings to Hart. And it comes to DeJulio left wing. Into Richmond on the left block. Richmond now in the left corner will hesitate. Her dribble put up a tough runner. No good. As time expires, that is the end of the third quarter of play. Ida Wells 34, Cleveland Warriors 11. Fourth quarter next from Southeast Portland on KBPS. Fourth quarter begins from Cleveland, 34-11 lead Ida Wells as Kloppel drives into the paint and lays it up and in with the left hand. Kloppel her first field goal tonight for the Warriors. 34-13 lead for the Guardians. Richmond over to Hart, Eve Hart, near the midcourt line. Hart, one dribble pass to Savage on the left wing, now between the rings, over to the right wing in DeJulio. DeJulio over for Eve Hart. Eve Hart holding the ball up. Whistle sounding, you're going to foul away from the ball. Foul on Cleveland. And the foul on Lancaster, that is her second personal foul on the Warriors. Richmond to inbound underneath her own basket. Richmond looking quickly, gets it into DeJulio, couldn't handle it. And a whistle sounding, a foul called. And the foul on DeJulio, that is her first foul away from the ball. That's the fourth team foul on the Guardians, one for Cleveland in the second half. 7:23 remaining in the fourth quarter. Kloppel handling the ball. It is Mia Fowler at the table. Still checking next dead ball. Jump shot, no good. Last touch by IW Wells. Cleveland ball. Mia Fowler now will check in. And Daphne Reed will head to the bench. Her night will come to an end. 7:14 remaining in the game. Kloppel looking to get the ball in before 5 and does. Wide open three from the right wing. Good by Malia Waiwaiole. Her first from long range tonight. And she has 4 in the lead down to 34-16 with 1 minute gone in the fourth. Richmond off the screen. Richmond passes left over for Eve Hart. And it comes to Savage. Savage over Richmond. Richmond handling the ball. Getting off the screen from Eve Hart. Richmond over to DeGiulio. DeGiulio finding Fowler. Fowler right wing. Pulls the ball back out. 5 count is on. Gives it for DeGiulio. DeGiulio driving into the paint. Kicks it out. 3-pointer for Dana Savage. Is no good. Offensive rebound right to Fowler all alone. Nobody got a body on her and she lays it in. 20-point lead. 36-16. One of the players diving on the floor for the Warriors passes out to Lancaster. Out to Denning. Denning between the rings. Right wing Kloppel. Kloppel will go for 3 and buries it. Sadie Kloppel with 5 for the Warriors. 36-19 lead. IW Wells, a 17-point cushion at the moment. Trying to figure out where has this offensive threat been for Cleveland tonight. Been struggling to find any breathing room to shoot the ball. Richmond passes for DeGiulio between the rings. DeGiulio into the hands for Eve Hart. And the Guardians taking their time with the basketball, dumping inside the DeGiulio and hold on Cleveland. The foul on Malia Waiwaiole. That is her third foul. Trio of subs coming in. Kamakila Waiwaiole in, Addie Huss in, and Stella Blaha in off the bench. Dana Savage will head to the bench. Daphne Reed comes back in the game after a short rest, so her night is not over yet. Inbounds for Fowler, a left corner 3, no good. Rebound Warriors. Huss up the floor. It's Kloppel, misses the layup in close. Rebound by Hart. Eve Hart at that. Richmond Paul poke loose, recovered by Eve Hart in the backcourt. 5:25 remaining in the game. Warriors in desperate need of some stops right now, down 17, 36-19. Reed, Eve Hart, bullet pass inside DeGiulio from Richmond. Beautifully done. DeGiulio on the field goal. She has 18 points and a lead up at 19 at 38-19 for IWLs. Blaha on the drive, gives it for Kloppel, kicks it outside. A jumper from the paint, no good by the Warriors. Loose ball. Whistle sounding. Cleveland ball. As Richmond took a spill to the floor. Salamina on that last attempt missed in the paint for the Warriors. And it comes to Waiwaiole. It's Kamakila. And the foul line kicks it out to Blaha. Blaha will pull up for the right elbow jumper. That's not even close to the rim. Rebound by Fowler. Fowler brings up the timeline, guarded by Huss. Huss with 1 foul tonight for Cleveland. Cleveland's bench wanted an over and back call. They didn't get it. And a turnover nonetheless on IW Wells. Blaha up the floor, Salamina. Into Kamakila, Waiwaiole. Kamakila at the foul line. Stopped her dribble, looking for help. Passes out to Blaha. A right corner 3. That's no good. Back iron. Rebound to Hart. Ball poked out of bounds by Cleveland. Guardians ball. 4:10 left in the game. For IW Wells, if they win tonight and hold on, they will be on a 5-game winning streak, which would be a season high for them, and second place in the PIL standings if everything holds up tonight. Ball into Reed. Far side to Julio, left wing. Right wing is Richmond. Richmond gives it for Reed. And the block, left block to the Julio. The Julio, great defense by the Warriors. A 3-pointer short by Fowler. Offensive rebound, Richmond. New possession for IWLs as Richmond pulls it out. 5 count not engaged yet. Kamakila Waiwailoa try to take the foul, and now a foul is called on Cleveland. 2-shot foul for Richmond. The foul on Huss. That is her second personal. And Richmond at the line to shoot 2. For the Warriors tonight, nobody in double figures as Richmond makes the first free throw. She's the second Guardians player in double figures tonight with 10. One more from the charity stripe for Richmond and gets the roll on the second one. 40-19 lead. Guardians over the Warriors for the battle of second place in the PIL standings. And it looks like as long as this lead holds up, Guardians should hold on and win. We'll see. And it comes to Kamakila with the left elbow jumper. That's through for her. Kamakila Waiwailoa with her second field goal. 40-21 lead with 3:08 remaining in the game. Richmond brings up the timeline. Richmond still with it against Huss. Gets off of the Julio screen going to her right. Into Eve Hart. Lob inside to the Julio against Huss. Double shows out on her. Passes out for Eve Hart. Fowler over to the right corner is Richmond. Nice bounce pass by Richmond. And the layup is good by DeJulio. DeJulio with 20 points tonight. Guardians by 21 at 42-21. The three-pointer from the left wing, no good by Blaha. Both teams dive on the floor. Foul on Ida B. Wells. And the foul on DeJulio, her second foul of the game. Grace Brager returns for Cleveland for Stella Blaha. 2:32 left in the fourth quarter. Cleveland to inbound. They are in desperate need of some baskets in rapid-fire succession. Kamakila Waiwailoa passes left over for Huss. Huss dribble drive into the paint. Pulls up with a 14-footer in the foul line. No good. Rebound by Reed. Down the floor, Richmond up ahead. Eve Hart on the break. Lays it in. Terrific football pass down the floor from Richmond. And Hart finishes well at the rim. 44-21 lead. Ida B. Wells. And it comes to Kamakila Waiwailoa spinning, guarded by Eve Hart. Kick out, Kloppel, top of the arc three. That's no good. Rebound pulled down by Reed for Ida B. Wells. 1:50 remaining in the game. Richmond with 11 points tonight for the Guardians. And it comes to Eve Hart. Eve Hart holding it up. Oh, for DeJulio. DeJulio in Eve Hart. Pulls it out. Three-pointer for Daphne Reed. No good. Defensive rebound, Addie Huss. A group of substitutions will check in after the foul called on Ida B. Wells. And a foul on Mia Fowler, her first foul. Autumn Hart will check in. Kaden Leverett will check in. Katie Lohman will check in off the bench for Ida B. Wells as Charlotte Richmond and the starting lineup will head to the bench as their game will come to an end tonight on the road. 90 seconds left for the game. Dribble drive, Brager lost the ball, and it's still loose. Picked up by Cleveland. Nice save by Kloppel. Timeout for Cleveland with 1:21 left in the game. Cleveland will call for a full. We'll take a break with the break. 1:21 left in the fourth. Idaho's 44, Cleveland 21 on KBPS. Defensive foul coming out of the break on the Guardians. Angela Simon making her first appearance of the game for the Guardians, and the foul on her first. Two free throws coming up for Sadie Kloppel. And Kloppel misses the first free throw with 1:13 left in regulation. For the Guardians, they are at 17 fouls, 3 for Cleveland. Free throw good by Kloppel. She has 6 tonight, leading her team in scoring, breaking the tie with Huss. And a 44-22 lead for the Guardians at 22 points. Ball into the hands for Leverett. Passes between the rings to Lohman, who's again making her first appearance of the game. And it comes to Leverett. Leverett pulls it out. 5 count yet to be engaged. Leverett passes out to Simon. Autumn Hart pass out of range for Claire Dixon, who's also making her first appearance tonight. Turnover results. Claire Dixon, a freshman for the Guardians, Caden Levitt's also a freshman on the team. And it comes to Kamakila Waiole on the layup attempt, no good. Defensive rebound by Autumn Hart. But she did not step out of bounds. A travel violation is called on Autumn Hart. And another timeout will be called on Cleveland. Cleveland are now are out of timeouts for the remainder of the contest with 38.1 left. We'll stay here for the full timeout at the moment. Guardians have led as many as 25 points tonight, and they lead by 22 with the score 44-22 in favor for the Guardians. Little game reset. 17 fouls for Ida B. Wells, 3 for Cleveland. Malia Waiole in foul trouble tonight with 3. Huss and Kloppel and Lancaster with 2 fouls each on Cleveland. And Kamakila Waiole with 1 for the Warriors. In foul trouble tonight, Richmond and DeJulia with 2 fouls. They are on the bench at the moment. Reed, Hart, Simon, and Hart all with 1 foul of the game. Huss gets it in quickly to Kamakila Waiole, gives it to Kloppel. Back to Huss, a left 3, in and out. Defensive rebound by Autumn Hart. Hart with 28 seconds left to go in the game. Passes up high to Leverett. Into the hands for Dixon. Dixon into the hands for Leverett. Leverett passes out to Simon. 13 seconds left of the ball game. In the Leverett. Over for Autumn Hart on the left corner. Ida B. Wells may be content to just hold the ball for the final shot opportunity. Simon. And it comes to Autumn Hart with the left elbow jumper. That's no good as time expires. This concludes the game tonight as Ida B. Wells wins 44-22 over the Cleveland Warriors. We will be back in 1 minute to recap tonight's game from Cleveland. Final score again, Guardians win it over the Warriors 44-22. Game show coming up next on KBPS. Welcome back to Southeast Portland at Cleveland High School. The final score once again from Cleveland. Ida B. Wells win it 4-22. Sean Phillipson on hand with the KBPS postgame show. Let's look at the scores tonight for Cleveland. Sadie Kloppel, finishing the game in scoring with 6 points tonight. Addie Huss finishes with 5. Kamakila and Malia Waiole both with 4. And Stella Baja with 3 for the Warriors tonight. Ida B. Wells scores. Eliza DeJulio led her team in scoring 1 of 2 in double figures tonight. DeJulio with 20 points tonight. Richmond contributing with 11. Eve Hart with 6. Daphne Reed with 3. Mia Fowler and Autumn Hart both with 2 points tonight for the Guardians. The Guardians led as many as 25 points tonight, and they win by 22 points in tonight's contest. With the win for the Guardians, they are now on a 5-game winning streak, which is a season high for Ida B. Wells now, and they improved to 17-5 overall and 10-3 in the Portland Interscholastic League. For the Warriors, they drop back in the loss column. They drop to 15-7 overall are the Warriors and 9-4 in the PIL standings. A look at the upcoming games for Cleveland and Ida B. Wells. We'll start with Ida B. Wells. Ida B. Wells finishes the last 3 games at home. At home against McDaniel, Roosevelt, and Lincoln. That's the remaining schedule for the Guardians. For Cleveland, they face Benson this Friday and next Thursday. They host Benson here at Cleveland this Friday, at Grant, and at Benson to finish off the regular season. So this Friday for Cleveland, it will be their senior night, and they would love to have a performance that won't be like this, I'm sure, versus the Texters. The Texters have been on a scoring tear over the last few games. They poured up 103 points against Franklin 14 days ago, if I can do the math right, 12 days ago. And on Friday last week, 5 days ago for Benson, they poured up 102 points versus Roosevelt, and they are at Roosevelt tonight are Benson, trying to get the season series sweep over the Rough Riders. And speaking of sweeps, the IW Wells Guardians sweep the Cleveland Warriors this year. They won 42-25 on Friday night last week at IW Wells. And they get the sweep on the road against Cleveland tonight. This concludes tonight's broadcast. Special thanks to Donna Nagus, our studio engineer, for making tonight's broadcast possible, and the athletic director at Cleveland High School, Kelly Cook. For more on our upcoming schedule, go to www.kbps.am. We will talk to all of you on Friday night from Grant High School, 7 o'clock tip-off. Grant Generals hosting the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Should be a good one. Once again, the final score from Cleveland, IW Wells win it over the Warriors, 44-22. I am Sean Phillipson, and this has been live 6A high school girls basketball action on AM 1450 KBPS. Good night, everybody.
You've been listening to Live PIL Basketball. The preceding broadcast was a sports presentation of AM